Hey everyone, in this video I'll show you the Apple Silicon performance. So from the script made by Petar Insights. So for more information, I'll add the links in the description for the code as well as the video. Uh, so in this video, I'll be testing M4 base Mac Mini. So with 16 GB RAM as well as 256 GB SSD. So as Peter mentioned in his video, so I'll be uh, doing a full CPU, single core and multi-core bandwidth test, GPU bandwidth, CPU compute. So that will be in gigaflops. So depending on your configuration, so if it is a Pro or Max. So I've made my code. I didn't notice the original code that was updated 4 days ago. I was just copying and pasting the code and then adding the comments with println. So what I'll do is I'll just run this. So it is not similar, but I was working with AI to get everything set up so that it also runs on low memory machines as well. So what I'll do is I'll just show you the memory pressure. So it is now very low. So when I run it, you'll see a lot of swap usage, and that is quite normal. And you just have to change the vector number to a lower value, and also the matrix number, the n cross n array, to a smaller number. So here, what I'll do is I'll just switch to power 24 and then run the first section. So make sure you only have one Julia console open, because it consumes a lot of memory once you run memory heavy application like VS Code or any AI based editors. So the memory will definitely spike up and it will hamper the overall performance. That's the reason I'm just running it on the command line. So I'll just minimize it. I'll have open mactop. As you can see, this is completely different from what I ran last time. So without OBS recording in the background, these windows open, I'll get a bandwidth, actual effective bandwidth of 96 gigabytes per second, since it is fully used. I mean, there are a lot of things running in the background, so you'll notice a definite hit in the performance. So next section, so this was pure single core performance. So what I've also done is I've increased the fan speed control. So if you have seen my older video where I just mentioned that I started using max fan control, I've set it to a custom CPU core based average for the fan to spin up early. So starting at 60 and 85 to be the max. Otherwise it will be thermal throttling instantly, so because of the slow fan curve. So I'll be running Peter's script, so that is very much modular script. Looks way more cleaner. So what I'll do is I'll just copy paste it. So as you have seen, for a small time there was a peak above 100 gigabytes from the script here. So it shows 97. So if I don't run anything in the background, so I'll get that peak bandwidth. So this is not a big drop. So if you are on Pro and you have enough memory, you will not notice this hit in the memory bandwidth. So now let's run the metal backend for testing the GPU. So do note that this depends on the previous declared values here. So don't miss it. So if you are trying to run my script, I'll also add the links in the description. So here you will see 100% utilization. So as you can see, the bandwidth is very low. So this is the next section. So here this is related to getting the maximum flops. So I can use this value. You see the exact memory pressure here. So this is pure CPU. Everything is loaded here. So CPU, all the 10 cores are utilized to 100%. It is very loud. So once it gets to the 90s, it gets very loud. So this does take some time, and if you are using 8 gigabytes of memory, I highly recommend reducing the size to 8192 or 4096 so that you don't. This is the maximum fan. If you're highly sensitive to high thermals, so and the fan noise, I would highly recommend lowering the value. So as you can see, the flops is 563. So the original video, you'll see a lot difference in the final values because M4 Pro has a lot more cores and a lot more GPU, and the bandwidth also is different. As you can see, 64 GB versus 16 GB. There's a 4 times more memory capacity as well as a bandwidth. So that can hit actually 360 gigabytes per second for the memory bandwidth. So let me go to the final one, that is the metal backend for the GPU. As you can see, the memory pressure is slowly creeping up and the bandwidth is around 128 to 130. So let's wait until the benchmark is completed. So this has hit 1431. So almost 1.4 teraflops. So now I'll run the actual script, so that is very much cleaner. So I'll just run this. So if you are new to Julia and you don't have any experience, so I've just made a readme file here on how to install the thing. So I used Homebrew to install it, and this will be the how to add the packages for benchmark tools, Metal, and AMX as well, Apple Accelerate. So I'll update the documentation so that it is easy for newcomers. As you can see, there's an increase in swap usage. So it actually peaks to 22 to 24 gigabytes. So if you use the script as is, see that my mouse is also stuttering. As you can see, the peak bandwidth is also low compared to the earlier ones. If you are interested in maximum compute performance with all the time, so I would highly recommend getting 24 or 32 gigabytes memory model, so that you don't run a risk of getting things into swap memory. So I've got the final results. CPU single core is around 80 gigabytes, multi-core is around 96 gigabytes per second, GPU bandwidth is 94, CPU compute is 500 gigaflops, GPU compute throughput FP32 is 1.7 teraflop. So FP16 GPU compute performance is it might be twice, so depending on your configuration. So if it's M5 or M5 Pro, you'll see a massive increase in FP16 performance. So it is around 2.1 teraflop. So the throughput compared to FP16 versus FP32 is 25%. So this is a summary. So you'll see that the swap usage will be more. I'll just show you. So once I exit it, you'll see the swap usage being deallocated, performance will be fully restored. So, and special thanks to Peter for sharing his script. So anyway, that is it for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.